Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Gabriela. I make videos about astrology, self-care, mental health, actor life, Disney life, and whatever else I feel like talking about. So stick around. Today we are going to finally wrap up my anger series. It's a series I've been working on for a couple of years now that is all about the anger through the zodiac. So cheers to me for finally finishing this series. And let's jump into it with Libra anger. As I always say in the beginning of these videos, it's great to not only look at your sun sign, but also your moon sign, or whoever's being considered here, the moon sign and the Mars sign. Those should also be definitely considered when looking into anger. So Libra is an air sign, and the symbol of Libra is scales. So Libra is known in general for loving balance, loving justice. So if we think about anger and conflict, it's very disruptive. It's a disruptive emotion. It's something that many of us in at least this time are uncomfortable with. I know me myself, anger has been one of my toughest emotions to access because I, for a long time, had this opinion that anger is kind of weak and it's sort of animalistic, and if you have actual class and self-control that you don't have anger, and that is not true, and that led me to a lot of self-reflection about why I felt so repressed. So Libras often have that struggle as well because anger is disruptive and conflict is disruptive to the norm. It reminds me of that High School Musical song, stick to the status quo. Like, please, let's keep everything normal. I don't want to rock the boat. I always use that term when it comes to Libras. I don't want to rock the boat. So conflict is very, very stressful to them. They live their lives avoiding conflict pretty much at all costs. That doesn't mean that they don't get angry about things and that things don't piss them off. It's just, you know, is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I am in a goofy mood today. Is it worth it to make this a whole thing? Oh, I don't want to make it a whole thing. Let's not make it a thing. But eventually they end up feeling very repressed because they are just not being able to express what they're feeling. So some things that would anger someone with Libra influence would be, if we can think right off the bat, injustice, unfairness. Now, it always sounds broad to me when other astrologers say injustice because it sounds big, right? It sounds like social injustice, like if you're just seeing people getting beaten in the street or, you know, people going to jail for reasons they shouldn't be going to jail. Those are like grand things. I think the better term from day to day, yes, that's upsetting, but hopefully that's upsetting to most people who have empathy. For a Libra, unfairness in general irritates them, and that can be that they're not being heard. Say they're in a group project and they're kind of being marginalized and it doesn't feel fair, or their work is not even being recognized. It might irritate them when people get other opportunities because of little connections and things like that, and then they are, you know, seemingly without an opportunity because they didn't have those connections, even though Libras are very well connected. Libras and air signs in general are just, they're good at making friends. They're friends with everybody. So Libras, you'll get your fair share of opportunities from your charm and your connections, don't you worry. A Libra would be angered by someone being mistreated, seeing other people excluded. Discrimination in general is really going to hurt them in a very deep and personal place. Also, Libras are well-mannered because they are a sign that does not like to rock the boat, that does not like to challenge really the status quo or upset anyone or make a scene. People that make scenes, people that are dramatic, people that are rude to their waiters, people that are rude to anyone in general, people who swear too much unnecessarily. They might be swearing around children. People with just bad manners. It's similar to a Virgo vibe in that, like, do you just not know how to act? It's almost like a Libra is living on Mount Olympus, and then, you know, someone that would really irritate them would show up and be like, I heard there's a party here. You know, just like, ugh, you're throwing off my whole vibe. It also might piss them off when if they're throwing a party or there's an occasion and someone, you know, their romantic partner doesn't clean up for it, you know, doesn't shave or doesn't wear clean clothes or put in any effort appearance-wise. I will say, when it comes to Libra anger, the easiest way or the easiest entrance into their anger center is through romance, because Libra is ruled by Venus, Aphrodite, love, romance, all of that. Seduction and just romantic love. And so it matters so much to them, and what matters most to us makes us most angry, right? Their lovers, although they love to be harmonious with them, can actually be the ones to irritate them the most. A Libra would be like, yeah, he, she, they make me want to die sometimes. I love them, but like that type of vibe. So yeah, they're very protective of their love and relationships. So not only within the relationship can there be tension, but you know, if their partner doesn't come correct or act in a way that lives up to the Libra standards, they can also become upset when outside people try to threaten their relationship, which is funny because Libras can be quite flirty. But in the opposite, if you're really trying to threaten me and my relationship, we have a problem. If there's gossip going around about the relationship that's not being brought to their face, if anybody they respect or admire, or family members, friends would put their partner down, whoa, that would be a big one. A Libra is not one to accept people bad-mouthing their partner, to accept people making fun of their partner, excluding their partner, making their partner feel bad. A Libra would be infuriated to hear that their partner was mistreated by anyone. They would really go up to bat for them. And they're not gonna do it probably in an aggressive way, but you know, they would kind of shut it down in a very classy way. But you don't mess with who a Libra has chosen to be partners with. If you make fun of their looks, their aesthetic, their home, their partner's looks, the way they dress, anything about what they surround themselves with, anything about what they find beautiful, people who are brash and don't appreciate the beautiful things in life. A Libra would get kind of irritated if someone was like, why do you always wear makeup? What are you getting so dressed up for? Why do you need to, you know, clean your house, make it such a big thing when people come over? It's like, this is the way I like to live my life. Presenting myself is important. It's going to be very, Libras can be often seen as shallow, similar to Leos, because they choose to take care of themselves, and they are very particular about their maintenance and how they look and how they dress and their whole aesthetic life. A Libra wants to be with someone, be around people who appreciate that they love the finer things and they have an eye for what looks good, not belittle them and say, why do you wear makeup? Why do you wear fancy clothes? Who are you dressed up for? None of that. But yeah, another way to really get a Libra mad is to break up with them. A Libra, kind of similar to a Leo, again, really kind of feels like they're a love expert. They're a gift when it comes to love. And so how could you do this to me? We had this real connection. How are you gonna drop me? I'm the one, really, I'm the gift here. Are you kidding? Do you see me? There is a major sense of pride with Libra when it comes to love. How to tell a Libra is angry? They're probably going to be passive aggressive. They will simply, most of the time, shut down. Not like an Aquarius in an effort to sort of teach you a lesson or be like, I don't need you, because a Libra, they are very much tied to those they love, and they're not so good at detaching. But they can be passive aggressive, and rather than have a tough conversation, rather than feeling that ugly feeling of anger, maybe they'll just shut down. And somehow it'll all smooth out. That's the thing that's like, Libras, where do you expect this conflict to get resolved? Besides sweeping it under the rug and acting like nothing happened, which is actually just, it makes for big arguments later because things get brought up from under that rug. Like, let's take, you wanna pick a fight with me? Let's peek under this rug and see all this stuff we swept under there. Confront the issues when they happen. So a Libra, yes, they're probably going to shut down. Their sparkly energy is just not going to be there. They might smile and they might really be cordial with you, but they're not going to seek you out. They'll stop sitting with you at the lunch table. They won't be reaching out to you via text. They won't be doing their normal FaceTimes with you. If you ask to have your little workouts, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm actually not going today, or I went at another time, or I can't make it. They will just kind of make excuses to distance themselves away so that they don't have to confront this issue. Another way is, and this is not addressed too much, but through real life experience, which is what you guys know, I like to bring that to my channel, okay? I'm not just regurgitating from books. I'm a Libra Venus, okay, and I'm a Leo, so it takes one to know one about the drama situation. But Libras love a bit of drama. They love a bit of soap opera. They really do, and I don't think they realize it, but when they get angry, if you're in front of them, or if you know, if it happens right then and there and there's nowhere they can go to hide to kind of smooth things over and get back to their normal facade thing, if they have the facade thing, they will kind of spill their guts first. You know, I'll just say, I was dating, very casually dating a Libra, and I just was not feeling it anymore. So it really wasn't anything that personal. I just wasn't attracted in the romantic way anymore, and I just didn't see the need to drag it on and use somebody. Because I could tell this person really cared about me, and I cared about them enough to be like, go do your own thing, you'll make someone very happy. So this person was sending me texts this long, over and over, of like, I should have known that you would do this to me. It was just very much like, why are you not calling me on the phone? But obviously that's too confrontational, right? So there was no phone call, it was all text messages. And then, get this, Libras are known for bending the truth, embellishing the truth a little bit. Not that they all do it. So I wasn't responding to these text messages because I said what I had to say. I said, I'm sorry this hurts you. I wish you well. Thank you for your time. Okay, I was done. I don't entertain any of this, any more drama. I don't do it. I don't engage. So I'm getting all these paragraphs and I'm just like, what is happening? I was also at work, and then because I wasn't responding, about 1 or 2 minutes later I receive a text, oh, I just got into a car accident. Well, first of all, of course you did, because if you're really driving and sending me paragraph after paragraph, there's no way that you were just using one hand. There's no way that you were driving that car. So first of all, of course you got in a car accident if you were really driving. My intuition told me no, they were not really driving. They were like, this is my way to get them to respond to me in the way that I want. So, not that that's just a Libra thing, but it was so dramatic, and I think everybody would prefer an in-between, right? Not the complete shutting down passive-aggressive, but also not the like paragraph, blowing up your phone, I just got in a car accident. We want in the middle, which Libras can do. If they are in an environment where they feel like you are not judging them for what they're gonna say, or you're not gonna shut them down, or there's not, you know, they need to feel like there's not gonna be yelling, there's not gonna be threatening, you know, words. They need to feel safe. So this comes to, you know, getting to a resolution. Make sure you're in an environment where the person feels safe. So definitely establish that you want to talk to them. I wouldn't say, you know, call me, we need to talk. I would be more clear about it, because a Libra they can get in their heads and start getting anxious, and maybe you want to yell at them and jumping to conclusions. And really, it would just be, hey, I know things are different with us. I'm noticing you're upset, and I really want a chance to hear what you have to say, and for you to hear what I have to say, so we can move on from this. It matters a lot to me, and I care very much about you. Be plain with it. Don't be like, you know, don't let them their imagination run amok, as Pam said to Michael Scott. Because Libras, friendship is important to them. Their relationships are very important to them. They're naturally social. They want to naturally restore balance. They don't want to be in conflict with you. They don't thrive off of the long-term drama. They might enjoy a little bit of the thrill, especially if you're dating, but they don't want to be mad and holding grudges and fighting and not being able to look at you for weeks and weeks and weeks. That will throw off their whole life. Libras are known, if they're not in a relationship, or if their love life is in shambles, their whole world is deeply affected. They can feel very off kilter if they are not in a relationship. They can feel more than most, very unstable if their relationship is on the rocks. You know, friendships and their relationships in general, platonic, romantic, whatever, matter very much to them. Libras are also very forgiving for this reason. You know, they like that balance. It doesn't mean that they don't have strong morals. And hopefully when they talk to you, they'll be able to present reasons why they were upset, things that you could change. Don't raise your voice. You don't need to swear. You don't need to make threats. You don't need to bring up old things. Try to keep your temper in check and your desire for like revenge or anything in check, because the more balanced your conversation is, the better the outcome. The safer the Libra will feel to say how they feel, and the easier it will be to move on from it. You don't want to exacerbate the pain and the wounds that you have already had from previous issues with discussing how to move on. If you're apologizing to somebody, you're trying to move on from a tough situation, the last thing you want to do, especially with a Libra, is yell or get into this heated discussion. You will end up hurting them again, which you will have to also apologize for or suffer the consequences of not having them as a friend. They're so just inherently made to love and be loved. Perhaps it's as simple as finding out what their love language is. They might just feel like they're not getting enough attention from you, or they're not truly being convinced that you care about them. And so they're reading into things, they're getting hurt. So it's really not a nightmare situation for a Libra to be mad at you. They're very forgiving. In fact, you know, if they lash out to you, they will come back 2-3 times and most likely try to smooth that out and be like, listen, I don't know where that came from. I know that was totally weird. Please forgive me. I hope we're cool. I hope you're good. They're not so stubborn at all that they won't acknowledge when they've been a little dramatic, when they've made some accusations, when they've, you know, they've blown things out of proportion for what they should be or anything like that. And they just want that balance. So yeah, although they might not be as scary and threatening when they're angry, they still deserve to be taken seriously and have their grievances heard and respected. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this video. And wow, last goodbye on our anger series. Talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye guys.